Might be true. Oh, the portables from truck. Yeah.
We on? Welcome back. Welcome back to Grandma Worldwide Radio, y'all. It's Monday. You know what that is. We running a little late today, but it's cool. We got some out of town buddies came to talk some shit after Bar Wars 3, which was this weekend for a bit of Flair. Guys, you got it. Introduce yourselves, man.
Fifth, Bird Game TV, subscribe. Verbal Shooter, Misfitted, Yellow Tape.
Misfitted, don't forget it.
Ghifted, Yellow Tape, Heads Off, Verbal Shooter.
Toledo.
419, Mud Man, you already know.
But thanks for coming through, man. That's a long drive all the way from fucking Ohio.
Shit,
Again.
3.5 hours, yeah, driving back and forth. Coming up Friday, leaving Sunday, and coming back up today.
But that I mean, you came through for a fire event. That was Saturday, the Diamonds nightclub.
Absolutely.
Bar Wars 3, the last installment of the trilogy. And we made it was a good ass event, man. It was one of the better ones we had. Best since Cold War 2. Was y'all there for it?
No,
you were Killzone. That was your last shit, huh?
yeah, Killzone.
Versus Real Deal and Steve-O. Dookie ass Steve. Shout out to my man Span. You want to get into y'all battles first? I said from what I seen, they was 2 W's. You battled your boy LMST.
My little cousin.
Yeah.
My little cousin. Shout out my little cousin.
So how did you approach that one? Tell me the thought process going into that.
Man, it's been a couple summers since I seen my little cousin.
Yeah.
No, I'm just playing. No, that battle. Shout out to OMS Tate. One of the reasons why what amped me to do it is because within 2 battles he showed progression like that.
He's been taking good opponents, man. Like mid to top tier, every single one. Not one of his opponents. He's been taking good opponents.
So, and my thing, I'm trying to kill this narrative where if like I don't want people to like analyze a battle based off based off my opponent, because when they announced it, a lot of people was like, really? Let's take. No, I'm trying to kill that narrative. It don't even matter who, because I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna do what I do. But when I seen that he showed progression within 2 battles, I was like, well, imagine if you have somebody like me to push him. I was just curious to see where
to push his pen, the performance, the whole nine. I feel you on that. And that was one of the best fifths I've seen in a while. Last time I seen you was versus Rob Rhodes, Toledo. Mm-hmm. It was a cool battle. I've seen better fifth elements than that battle, and you brought that back in this battle, I believe.
Well, that battle, man. when I first started preparing for that battle, bro, I was so motivated going into the battle. I think what happened was the talent pool for No Chill changed between the Paperboy battle and what Killzone.
Yeah.
The talent pool changed. So the motive, I lost a little because when I said, okay, damn, here I am. I got Rob Rose, but then you got this motherfucker, I could have. So I think that was something I did, like I myself for that. But I mean, I still feel like I won that battle easy 3-0. I think it was a light.
30.
That's what I tell people. Light 30.
2. I would say 2-1.
I wouldn't say the whole talent pool changed, man. I think just even if they weren't as talented, the roster changed altogether.
Yeah, the roster expanded a lot.
It became more entertaining because you had different styles now. Right. You had people that were bringing a different approach to their style instead of the cliche, scheme punch.
Right. The regular.
Yeah. It really made it more interesting, and that was at Killzone. That's the first time we had a OMSA. You guys had an OMSA at NCBL, I believe, and also
first Bad News.
The Bad News was the first time.
We didn't know we was getting ourselves into with that one. Man.
Hey, he keeps it entertaining, man.
To say the least.
I spoke to him outside the club, and he said you're like the 5th person that put my name in their bars or something. It's like, man, you know what? I told him, I'm like, bro, you put your face out there. You know, you put your face out there enough and talk your shit, and I mean, it's gonna come back at you. Regardless, it's just all into the culture. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
Well, we're growing, man. We're getting, and that was Killzone was that was y'all 2-on-2. That was the first 2-on-2 I seen in Pittsburgh for myself. I don't know what y'all be doing out in Ohio, but that was the first one here.
That was the first 2-on-2 I ever took also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all pulled that off good. Y'all, it just mix perfectly.
We do you know, we perform because we do music also. So we perform a lot, and you know, we're on each other's stages more than often.
So the chemistry's there.
Yeah, that's already going to be there. So when we was on stage, it wasn't no different from that. You know, working together. I believe the construction of the rounds was I wrote the first round. He completely wrote the second round. We worked on the thirds, and then we just kind of decided who was going to say what bars.
That's what confuses me. I'm like, how do you pick who says?
The more aggressive bars, and if you go back and watch it, especially the first 2 rounds, I believe, were constructed to around the good guy, bad guy kind of deal.
Okay.
Fifth was telling me, hold up, but they battle for a belt. I don't see why. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was a good way to depict who was going to say what. Also, the punchlines, or if it was a multi-syllable bar, it was probably just going to go to one person and not be split into 2, just so the transitions wouldn't be as confusing and wouldn't sound like shit.
Yeah, you can't go back and forth so much. It looks weird.
Absolutely. So depicting who, what bars went where, that took a little bit of time. But we, for the most part, we wrote our first and second round of that separate. We worked on the third round together. And pieced that together as well, and spent a week, like 2 weeks on theatrics or something like that.
I pulled it off.
So that was definitely our first 2-on-2. I don't know if I'd ever do one again.
It's weird.
What I will say, like, I think we could have did a lot more prep wise. What a lot of people don't know, I was in Port Huron, and he was in Toledo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that right there was a worry we both had going into this. But then when we started and when we started exchanging material, I was just like, nah, I don't think we know each other too well to even, to not be able to connect. And then the 2 weeks we was working on theatrics.
Y'all pulled it off, man. Like I said, that chemistry is there. That shit flowed very well. You could tell. And I'd say y'all won. And that's from coming from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Oh no, because I was there that night. I'd say y'all won just because y'all were more organized. Like no matter what Real Deal and them was trying to do, they really just came. It seemed like they just came to get drunk.
They were drunk.
Real Deal's always drunk.
That's a fact.
He's probably he posted something the other day. I think it was yesterday. Something about top 15 drunks in battle rap. He was on there.
Oh, he's top 5, easy.
The transitions. I do believe we got a lot of feedback of the transitions and being able to pull them off to where we knew what each other would say. Like there were times when because we both learned not just our bars for each round, we both learned the whole round, so we knew where the other one was.
Right.
And it was kind of it was a lot different from when you write a round versus somebody you solo. Of course where your next scheme comes in, or where it goes from there. When you're done with a line, you're more natural to know where it goes. But then when somebody else takes that, then you got that. You got to actually know what you're
saying it with them, right?
Because otherwise, that could just
lose yourself.
Off, and then you go end up jumping bars, and then when you got 2 minds that's confused, I mean that's a bad thing, man.
You're gonna look like Alistair, huh?
Oh,
we'll get there though. But good.
Shout out to the original Brad. Shout out to Grandma to Toledo.
Brad Bagley.
Yep.
I might post it, bro.
I know. I saw that picture, Brad. You fucked up. I didn't know you was that savage, man. Y'all find out
one
later.
of these days, maybe. I don't know. But you had one. I would say one of the headliners, we'll call it, and a lot of Lady Homies versus Lady Homie. Shout out to my what up, sis?
How you doing?
Put a brick Flair bar in there.
How you cheering?
Or a bit of Flair. There you go. Fucking you're a dick. Homie,
shout out to Homie. She know it's all love. I love that battle. Man.
Her
that
whole
battle,
that's her first battle. She didn't
to be
look like
honest
a
with
rookie.
you, that got to be battle of the night. She was personally to me, and I think Gift said this too. I think she was the only one that fought back.
Yeah, she didn't back
Only one
down
that fought,
because he came out swinging.
Yeah.
Naomi did. I said this to her. I told her this, and I really believe this. She did a lot better in her first battle than I did in my first battle.
Yeah,
and
me too.
It's kind of surprising because I mean it's not surprising because of she is familiar with
the music,
and it does help. But it's not. It's kind of surprising because a lot of people don't really transition so much from the music into battling,
right,
and still have the same format of writing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my format's changed. I don't write to a beat. Sometimes you can hear people, even if they don't write to a beat, you can hear that the bars were written to
that
some
rhythm.
Sort of, you don't really cadence, want that.
Right, cadence.
I think it takes completely away from your performance. I think it's supposed to be more raw than that, and I think that gives a little sense of it not being raw content and just true acapella.
Right.
But so a lot of people, it's hard for them to make that transition, I believe. But
she pulled it off.
Hey, man, she pulled it off. She did very good, very well for her first battle. I know she had a lot of training.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but they said there was training. Hey,
who is man? That's been a nice little topic today.
Man, he was so sad on watching me fall.
Yeah.
Boy,
for real?
I'm like, oh, good Lord, man.
Bad news.
New song. Like, I mean, and I understand that
that's
y'all city, man. But have a little bit more open mind, and that's why I didn't do the whole back and forth thing prior battle too much.
Right.
I mean, I promoted as much as I can without getting out of line.
Right.
And I knew that, you got
a couple of them lives got a little spicy.
I'm not trying to get people to get on my side and be against her or anything like that. That wasn't my aim at all, and that's not anything I expected. I know that I'm not out of town. I know what I'm going against, and that's why this battle wasn't exactly. Of course, the bars were directed towards Lady, but my aim wasn't even. It wasn't her. My aim was to do what I feel like the footage
to win.
Would do.
Yeah.
Not just to win, but to
you want to look good on cam.
To cause a lot of talk.
You did. It worked.
And I feel like it's going to cause a lot of talk, and that's what I shot for. I'm not going to just shoot at and try to aim at Lady. I mean, I didn't have. It wasn't mine. I didn't shoot at her to for us to battle, and she didn't do the same. I mean, it was just an agreement thing that I'm sure shout out to Cino. I'm sure that Cino put together.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, what about Ghifted? Okay, yeah. What about Lady? I mean, okay, yeah. It wasn't something like, hey, I want this person,
right?
Because I don't really have anything.
Is he the only one that called Cino?
Yeah.
I started calling him Cino, and I stopped
C-No.
because of Cino Chill because of his.
I see down the street.
I do, man. If you got a problem with pocket, man, you're gonna hear it a lot of times.
He probably let you get away with that shit.
Cino. I'm gonna start calling you Cino.
I'll try and do the C.
That's my man.
I'll pause on that.
What's up, homie? She is showing love. Everybody at the table, for real.
She's definitely going to be a problem. She's already a growing problem. Yeah. I do feel like, I don't know, are we talking about this battle?
What battle? Which one?
This battle between me and her.
Yeah.
All right. I do feel like she would have went. I feel like the battle would have been better on camera, and it would have been better in the house had she went first.
That's what she was saying.
And I believe that
set the tone.
Well, not just that, and not to toot my horn. I project my voice. It's hard to go after me. It's like she didn't do the Cypher versus Fizzy, because when Fizzy went on, he's got all that aggression. The Cypher can't match that. Your voice projection.
He tried to.
But it wasn't like that. But I feel like she would have you know, and I've heard this from, you know, even people that I took with me, you know, when she was more calm, her bars hit harder. They was more presentable when she was calmer rather than.
So she was pushing her
aggression. I feel like she felt like she had to fight back so much that she had to show a match or, you know, exceed that aggression that I, you know, already started. But had she went first, I feel like she wouldn't have felt like she had to, and that all her bars came out more fluent. It would have come out, and not only that, you know, if anybody was there, and during my bars, during my time on stage, and they, you know, okay, after my round, you're gonna take some of that with you. You know what I'm saying? And during her round, you know, she would have had more of their attention, even though that's her crowd. You know, that's definitely her crowd, but she would have had more of their attention, not thinking with, you know, does that
I have to match up to him?
Exactly. Does that match up with what I just heard from him?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it wouldn't have been a comparison. She would have had their full attention, full grab, and I think it would have turned out better, not just for her, but for the battle altogether. That, you know, but that's fine. And she had told me they went live, and I guess it's like, oh, new news was like, Ghifted better hope he go first, or it's over with for him. You know what I mean? So what was the game plan? She won the coin toss, or the coin toss. She won the coin toss, and then ordered me first. Right. You know, so I don't know.
She knew she made a mistake though.
I was confused. I was like,
she was saying that on her live that she should have went first and set the tone, and like you said, just got it all out. I'd rather go first in the battle. I don't know. That's just me.
It has its ups and downs, advantages and disadvantages. I do feel like going second is a little bit more of an advantage because you're the last round that somebody hears.
Right. You leave that lasting impression.
Yeah, exactly. And you can always write with room to switch up your shit if it's presentable in the building and make that last round or each round that you do mean more.
That better, that much better. What about you? Would you rather go second? Depends. It depends. It depends.
Yeah, it depends, man. It depends because you go second. Sometimes some people tend to overthink it.
Yeah, you know choke yourself up.
Yeah,
overthink it. The cipher.
Oh God.
Overthink. Can we just talk about it? Can we talk about it?
Do you think it would have been different if Cypher went? Because Fizzy went first, right?
Fizzy went first.
You think it would have been different if Cypher went?
He came unprepared.
He went farther in his round, but I don't think he went first.
I don't think he would have went further
because I don't think
you would think he still would have did better
if he went first. Because
would he still would have forfeited though?
No, I don't. Well, that's hard to believe because I don't see any person doing that. And what that move was that was just like taking an ass whooping. Like I said, man, that was just laying down and just dying, just letting life happen, letting the beat down happen. That was horrible.
You ever see something like that?
No.
And he been rapping for how long?
I started doing music in 2007. You know,
around grind time?
No, well, I started doing battles with grind time, I think in 2009 or 10.
Okay.
And I did like five or six battles in that 2 years. But I put out music. I've had, you know, I actually press up my copies and shit like that. The way it's supposed to be done. You have to, if you're gonna put out music, let me let y'all know that if you are going to be putting out music, spend money on your shit. You know, don't be out here. I don't know if anybody does. I've only got one CD from somebody out here in Pittsburgh, and I broke it last night. So,
I don't even want to know who it is.
But spend money on your music because you can't expect people. You can't expect people to buy your shit and pay for your music if you're not even spending money on it yourself. Don't come handing me a Sharpied up fucking disc or you know anything.
Get some cover art.
You know, even I feel I'm against thermal printing too. You know, I don't even if it's like got a little print on it and you know it's just you know the chrome disc with the little black writing on it. I'm against that too, man. Get your shit pressed up good. Nice.
But if you're gonna do something, do it wholeheartedly. You know what I mean, put your all into it.
Today, if you're putting out physical copies, today in 2018,
everything's digital.
Like,
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
But I appreciate you actually taking. She said, I appreciate you accepting the battle or taking me as an opponent. And you know what? That's all love. Honestly, I feel like you got a plate when you accepted a battle with me, that a lot of people, I don't know who I'm gonna battle next. I don't even know if I'm gonna battle in NCBL next or at all again. And it's not against him because I just met him. Right. I don't know what my next move is, but that you got the. I mean, I'm not gonna say like I'm a big name out here, but of course, I
one of the bigger ones.
I love to promote my shit, man. So I love. I got a big following back, in Toledo and other places as well. I mean, I've traveled state to state to state to state for this battleship. Never been as far past Milwaukee, but I want to do that. Anyway,
Wisconsin ain't nothing up there.
The opportunity that of us battling, I think that you got that, and something that somebody other people's not gonna get. And not that I'll just turn people away, but I just don't know. So I mean, I'm glad you took the opportunity when it came, because I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I do know that I will promote this battle to the fullest. I do appreciate you showing up, doing what the fuck you had to do, making this a good battle for replay value. And I do feel like it's got a lot of it. So you're welcome. Thank you also.
You're welcome. He helped you out. It's like, no, I'm playing. She is aggressive. She is aggressive.
Oh, man.
But still, back to the thing, you ain't never seen nobody do that shit to Cypher that just threw in the towel and quit.
No.
I can't get past it, bro. I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life.
No, I've never seen it.
That's crazy as fuck. He said, it's not a fucking game. And then time.
Oh my
what?
God. I think that he just, I don't think it would have changed if he went first because I don't feel like he was prepared.
Yes.
And I think that showed in all 3 rounds, because even if you choke in the first one and you forgot your rounds, and I'll explain why I think he choked, what it looked like from my point of view of the crowd, and this may not be why you think he choked in the first round, which made the second round, even if you did choke in that first round, your second round should be solid. Try to fight back, man. Mm-hmm. He's already just...
Yeah, putting you in a headlock and you fucking noogies.
Go to sleep.
Right?
Go to sleep. He's already doing that.
And that ludicrous. Yeah, right?
You gotta at least, try to swim him out of that, And the second round, he prepared, he would have squirmed out of it a little bit, but that fell short, and he choked in that one too.
He chokes under pressure, man.
He just gave up. I didn't see the give up where he gave up. I actually sat down in that VIP section that nobody was in.
Right.
But I sat down and I couldn't see over the crowd, so I didn't see him give up. But I heard it, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And everybody went walk away.
He said like 2 bars. He got booed.
It's a horrible
He got booed. Like,
Child Fizzy, man. I got 2 shots from what I do, man? What I do to y'all, man? Shout out to mine, though.
That'd be a nice little battle.
That's what you do. Get up and take that ass whooping like a man.
Yeah, he quit. He ran.
That was disappointing. I was disappointed.
He said 2, 3, 4 bars and said he already beat me. I'm done.
Somebody just took away your toy and just walked away. I ain't playing with none of y'all no more.
But Fizzy, because Fizzy comes prepared every battle.
And he does. And I only say this because the Cypher, he is impressive when he's on his shit.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, it's a little bit, to me, a little bit of a repetitive sound. And I wish I'd seen more entertainment out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's on his shit,
He loves rap.
He loves to do this, and I give that to him, and more props for that, man. You love it that much, you have to be prepared. This is the longest time I've ever had to prepare for a battle.
For how long was it?
It was like a month and a half.
Really?
And me and Hami was the last ones that was decided to be on the card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. We only had 1 round, but we had plenty of time to prep for this battle.
A 1-rounder was one of the best battles of the night. Go figure.
It absolutely was.
I've never seen that neither.
1-rounder. Real aggressive.
That's all you can say.
Also,
she really
back to what he said.
crippin', never slipping.
The Cypher was getting better at performing after seeing this battle with Banks. Like, I thought we saw a little bit more.
I think Banks won that. Maybe Banks.
Yeah, I gave that one to Banks.
Yeah, Banks would have did better against Fizzy.
I'm gonna tell you why. I felt like Cypher was trying to cater his bars to get a reaction,
right?
Versus doing what he liked doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I. That's
get a knife. got the dagger, and he got a whole bunch of swords and shit.
Like that's
Yeah, Fizzy hit him with that knife shit, yo. He said, "Oh yeah," he said, "I'll shoot you. You ain't cutting me, motherfucker." Wow. He killed him, man.
I know at some point somebody was gonna like flip him in his knife machete skills.
And then he Bruce Smithed his ass. He said he had one of them. I'm like, oh man. Chuck said he swim moved him down the fucking brushed him.
Man, I fuck with the Last Dragon scheme that
Bruce
Fizzy
Leroy.
had. Yeah. I
Showing
don't
up,
think a
yeah.
lot of people got that. I don't know that a lot of people get a whole lot of movie references.
Status did that too. Showing up.
Oh yeah, and yeah. This
Go
was a
for
whole
your
new
mama,
scheme.
little Jody.
This one to me is more personal to Decipher because he's hitting it like Fizzy.
He's
went out
taking this hard, but we also got to remember he's a kid. He's 18 years old. Yeah, he just turned 18.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not going to give handicaps to kids. I'm not going to give a handicap to a female. I'm not going to give a handicap to a first timer. I'm not. You know what? You know, and Tommy is a good example of why you don't give that handicap, because you're not okay. So we're supposed to give this handicap or this. Well, let's consider that he's young. Hey, you know what you're doing when you're stepping in this room with these. You're stepping in the cage with a bunch of gorillas.
Right.
You know what you're doing.
Something's gonna happen.
they tell you when about our
You don't want
it's
nobody to take you
different,
under the
you know?
wing, and show you the way. And son, you want to be on the go ahead, bump your head a couple times. Then.
He'll
That's
get
what
it.
It's gonna take.
He needs somebody. He needs to start listening to people that try to coach him. He thinks he knows everything, and then shit like that. He gets fresh shit from me every week, at least twice or 2 or 3 times. Man, he knows what it is with me. But he does get a lot of gas, and people kiss his ass. He's like the little brother of No Chill Battle League.
To me, he's like Mace.
He's like, oh, Mace.
Because y'all just like,
Breathe, stretch, shake, Mace.
Got him up here real quickly in the falls. Because it's the second time he's had. Because I consider what happened with Barnes Day too quick. Or Barnes Day was it?
That was weird. It was Newsom versus Cypher. It was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like both of their opponents didn't show up, so they just said, fuck it. We're gonna rap. I ain't never seen an 18-year-old get booed off stage before either, but it happened.
And that was horrible, man. That's what made. That's what made. Oh, I've never seen
that happen to him.
First time was bad.
When it happened at the Saturday, oh my god, I was just like, oh man, and I don't know. I wanted to walk outside. Like I've never seen that at all.
You felt bad, bro.
Nobody, because then you talk about he's a kid. If people felt like that, why wouldn't they be like, oh, instead of oh, that was horrible.
That was horrible. Did you?
I hope he bounces back from that on his next battle.
I'm sure he will.
Because, he bounced back from getting booed the first time.
The thing is, I think it was lack of preparation, only because I think at one point in time I heard that he didn't want to do the battle that morning or something.
He woke up in the ER.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Like I don't know what that's all about, and it's.
Is this Triple X thing really hit him that badly?
Yeah, he's all depressed over XX Ted Posse. No. I swear, bro. Yeah, right. He wrote like a fucking short story on XXX today.
Right.
He's been on this for a couple days.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
This hurt his feelings, his young feelings.
Apparently he walked up to this man like.
We don't have to talk about that.
He said, "Ugh."
But
that's what the start of like his weird post on
so Facebook. You can anytime anybody gives any kind of especially on
had a rough
battle day, you know what, you're just not prepared, because I'm not going to believe anything. If I can come out here for 3.5 hours and don't give me no fucking I couldn't get off work shit, nobody covered my shit.
You knew,
shit,
motherfucker.
Man, show the fuck up. That's all you got to do. You got one job to do.
Rap.
Chuck,
and the thing is, your name is on this. Your name is on this. This is your name we talking about. This is the credibility of your name. And you don't show up. And then you act like one motherfucker say you would no show. Don't argue that shit, motherfucker. You did not show.
Right.
And not only did you disrespect yourself and your name, but you disrespected the person that your opponent for preparing for you for that long. And
putting their time and effort.
Man, if I'd have came 3.5 hours, hey, you're gonna owe me some money.
Right,
I'm
something.
Your address,
You're
gonna owe me some
gonna go up with Chauncey. Good luck.
Hey,
Hill District's lit right now. Yeah, R.I.P. Jimmy Wapo.
Shit.
Real quick, because Charles Duck chimed in. That's a Buckeyes jersey. I don't know who it is because I'm not a Buckeyes fan. But he said you had an XFL jersey on.
XFL.
So I wasn't gonna let him slide on you on that.
Charles the Duck with you.
Also, he wants to know when your next battle is, or who your next.
Chuck's a fan, man. Chuck's a fifth fan.
I don't want to do C like that, man. I mean, I don't even.
It's
know.
Coming up though.
It's November.
Okay.
I'll do that, but I don't want to do that. See, I've never been the one to do like, you know what I mean.
I dig that.
So you'll be one of the. So we can say you'll be one of the undercards of the championship.
Is that
would be the championship?
Yeah.
Killzone the championship. Chuck's a dick.
Yeah, he said, I was like, wait, XFL? Like, hold
I
on.
fuck with it.
I'm getting to another battle. Was you guys there for Newsom or John versus
Not the
Bad
beginning.
News?
We walked in on
We
that.
walked in.
Did you see the
We didn't see the infamous
the leg hump? The leg hump?
I know we didn't see that. I'm glad we wasn't. When
You
we
will.
first walked in, we was
You gonna
chilling
see
in the
it.
back.
Newsom,
So-
yeah, he's
so he
shuffling his
gropes him?
feet. No, he like got up real close to him and was pelvic thrusting, like bang, 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 like pops from fucking the Wayans brothers. I'm like bang, bang, like what the fuck is?
Oh,
But that's Newsom. Like
No, there gotta be a limit. Bro.
people's reaction to Newsom isn't ooh or ah or oh, it's laughing because he's such a fucking character, yo.
Y'all too. Grown man starts pelvic thrusting your leg like a little chihuahua would
it ain't
do.
gonna happen.
Thank you.
It ain't.
And I'm sorry, man. Like I'm gonna have to tell
I
him.
I don't even like, man. I don't even like nobody close to me like that. How he got up on me like
Right.
that? And I was about to just start throwing dollars and shit, man. I didn't know what to fucking do, man. I swear, like
Start dancing.
I was about to just like, man, like I ain't had
She's
nothing,
aggressive.
You know, hey, man. I don't mind nobody being in my. That's the game, man. That's how it goes, man. Don't put your hands on me.
I wasn't putting it
You
like,
say what you want. Don't put your hands on me.
Or any other part of your body.
But oh man, it was just all cleavage all over me. And
Yeah.
like I said,
Back
man,
to-
I felt like I was cheating on my
What's
wife
the
and
name?
shit.
What's the name?
Back to Newsom and Bad News.
Yeah.
Bad News comes solid.
I sound weird for saying that.
Say it.
Saying I want to wait to the battle, watch it on the. I want to wait till the footage drop.
Right. Everything looks different on cam.
But I almost feel like that makes it look like I want to see that part of it because I'm automatically give it an L then for real. Like that's
as soon as you see him start humping another grown man.
Like a dog. Like Chico.
this is battle rap.
See, I can't say stuff like that.
This is battle rap.
Chico, that's just right.
Must be yogurt or something. Shout out to my man Newsom. The
We
mob.
walked in on that, man. And when we walked in, we kind of stayed towards the back area because we just walked in. We didn't even get our drink situated or nothing yet.
Right.
They was on stage, and all I could remember clear. I don't know what they were saying. I wasn't really paying attention to all the bars we were just getting there, but all I could see is like Bad News, like
Pushing.
off me, like pushing him off
Repeatedly.
and repeatedly, and I'm like, what the fuck is
I'd
going on
rather-
here?
You seen that
But
video?
it was very
Doing pocket
entertaining
check
for
dude
what
and
I
he ripped
did
his
see.
pocket off.
Yeah.
I'd rather a nigga do that to me.
Rip my
before-
pocket off. I'm gonna need the money back though.
Man, oh yeah.
Rip my motherfucking pocket.
Yeah, man, yeah.
But those two are funny. There's a
Let daylight be daylight. Please. Let daylight be daylight.
He just I'm sure you.
I just seen the interview
Yeah.
with him talking about let daylight be daylight.
Oh, you talking about wait a minute,
69.
you talking about that interview about him talking about him getting arrested for
No.
touching a man?
or him liking 6ix9ine, thinking
Yes.
he's cute, and he said
I think that's the same.
he
interview.
wouldn't fuck him, but he just wants to keep him there because he's cute.
No, he had the same thing about he
I
got
was
arrested
like,
for
what?
sexual harassment. And dude was like, "Oh, it was a girl." He's like, "No." He's like,
What?
I'm telling you, the same interview. He's like,
Is he just a troll?
and he was like,
or
"No, it
is
wasn't
he
a.
really
It was a dude. Don't
fucking
judge me. Though.
goofball?
It looked like a girl." He said that straight. He's like, "Don't judge me. Though. It looked like a girl for real."
That's
And I'm like,
the way
"What?"
I say that. That's gay, like as fuck. No offense to the gay people, kinda. I kind of went too far right there, huh? Yeah.
I don't know, just like you said
He's about to
about
lead the interview. All right,
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead
right.
and just take it over from here.
Oh, fuck that one up. Fucking no, but there was more. We'll get to some more bad. No more John humping bad news. I walked in when you guys did. I didn't see the whole bad news. I seen the very end of bad news and John's craziness. Thank God I only seen that. But I want to see it on camera. There's a lot of battles I still want to see on camera. I still want to see you versus Palmy on camera. I was definitely got to watch you versus Tay. But in the building, I had you beat. You just finessed the fuck out of him. You was aggressive. You was getting to him. And Tay, I don't hate you, bro. You're just taking on really, really good people. You got to work your way up, man. You can't start at the top and then fall.
He's progressing every battle, but I just think it was the wrong time, and he needed more progression.
Right.
And it's not saying that anything that you have as part of your artillery is it's below par or subpar, anything like that. What it's saying is, every battle you get better. Okay, you said that yourself, and that's true, and you're supposed to, because if you're not progressing in anything that you do, then why are you doing it? Every battle you learn a little bit more of how to present yourself or how to overcome your opponent. That's all you're supposed to do is make this person look this big.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. People outthink their bars, and
they try too hard. They fuck themselves.
You gotta understand. You're not trying to. I don't think it's a fight over who's the best lyricist. It's a fight over who's the best entertainer.
That's awesome.
Right. Nowadays, that is what it is.
That's what it has to be. You have to be entertaining. We can all write bars.
Right.
Like, everybody says if you're battling, somebody has at point said you got bars. Like, well, except maybe.
I hope so.
I
was about to say.
So.
When the footage dropped,
I got a couple people that was thinking.
But you can't.
for the people that didn't understand what he said, when the footage dropped, listen to my second round.
Listen to the second.
Listen to the second round.
I'm gonna listen to them all. I'll pay really close attention to the second.
Well, listen to all of them.
All right.
I'm saying to get.
I
with
do want to
Right.
get into a certain part of my battle that was
Controversial?
Very controversial.
I think we're gonna get into that. All right.
I am Mr. Controversial.
I'm not gonna say it. I already know.
Fucking on that shit. I have had a lot of, I have feedback, a lot more positive than negative, actually. When I was in the building, and I think we all know what I'm talking about. Hami says that she feels like, and I don't know if she still feels like this or if this was just like a wake up in the moment type thing, that she feels like I should have lost the battle or she should have won the battle all on the notion that I used the word nigga. And she said I kept saying it. This was a scheme of mine, and let me explain the scheme of mine, because first off, you made a post.
Are you white like me white?
I am not white.
Are you mixed?
I am half Mexican, half white. Okay.
Get that out there.
Let
now
me get
everybody
that
knows.
out the way, okay? Because this was something that I went over. I spoke with Fifth about it. This isn't something that I care that you guys accept. It's something that because I knew when I wrote this bar, the scheme, that it was something that I could potentially lose a lot of fans and followers over. Okay, I accepted that because it was a time to either push forward without them or push forward with them, and there was some support and why. Now the structure of this, let me see, blah blah blah. I don't make excuses. Later on, I don't know when this was. I don't make excuses at all. I stood in front of a nigga that been doing this shit but now it's on for every motherfucker that comes after him. On my mother's edges, it's on.
On the edges.
You cannot, in my bar, this is my bar. I will spit my bar, okay? Some of y'all question my right and don't like that sometimes I just might use the word nigga. Well, if you don't like that I say nigga, then don't call me your nigga. Does that mean that we define the word the same, and if so, then I'm more nigga than most of y'all niggas? The reason is you can't call me oh, that's my nigga. You can't be like, I stood in front of a nigga that been doing this. You can't refer to me as that, which I look at the word as a cultural thing. It's not a racial thing. It's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing. Because I have a very professional job where I talk to important homeowners on a basis. I do not. This isn't my vocabulary. I have over 250 songs recorded. I have 10 battles solo and 1, 2, verse 2. Never since I've ever done music has it ever been recorded on a song. I do not use it in my normal vocabulary unless I'm around that type of culture of my, of my peers. And that's what it comes out of. Because if you want to say, oh, he was raised in the hood, then say it. Because I wasn't raised directly in the hood. I've lived, a lot of my life, around this. And then being in the hood it's not a, man, you can't brag about that, okay? For one. For two,
once you get older,
and when you get older, okay, you can't.
The Young Bucks love that shit. I think the Young Bucks love that shit.
This is something that is a living condition, not a choice.
Right.
And that living in the hood is a condition. You don't
I grew up in the
hood.
hood.
Who have money to live in certain houses to go move to the hood. You don't see that.
Right. Never.
It's a living
trying
condition.
to get out.
But in being so, I really don't feel like I have to explain my history for it. But this is why. I feel comfortable using it. I don't feel one bit of guilt if I ever use the word. And that's because of my comfortability, or the comfortability that if y'all want to put it on a racial thing and a color thing, that my black friends or my family says anything about.
Let's just
don't take it a racial thing. It's a cultural thing. And if I said it, that's why I said it. Listen to the bars and you'll understand why it was said. And that's it.
I think you got more respect for that.
Man, I got more respect for myself.
Some people will hate the
bar because I have more respect for other people and the way other people would take it.
Right.
That's why it's never been in my music, because of how people are and how thin-skinned people are. So that's fine.
Simple-minded.
But this needed to be said because at my battle versus at the Fifth Element Friday, this is my culture. This is what that makes me feel like where I'm open that way. Okay. Remo Wise said that I use the word too much. I can probably say that, I can't say that I use it too much, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, I don't know, but nothing more. I never used the word like that, okay? And he said I used the word too much. Now, this is all counting that people thought I was half black, okay?
I did.
And I did until about 35
a lot of my friends do. All my friends, it's nothing. I don't see what you see in it, whatever. But if you was comfortable saying that's my nigga, or this nigga right here. If you're comfortable with it, then you are putting as a colored thing to say now you don't feel comfortable me saying it. Now that you know that I don't have a lick of black in me. But a lot of people watching will be like, man, that's real shit. That nigga real right there. For real.
Literally.
For real. My bad, bro.
No, you said exactly what I was gonna say. You call them your nigga for a reason. It's a reason why real niggas, it's my nigga.
Respect
that. Respect that. Like real shit. That's all. Let it show. I got a brother. That's why I consider him white. So as far as like using that, and not to even debate if he used the word or not. He don't use the word at all. But my thing is the idea of, okay, just because he's white, he don't know anything about that. Like let's look aside of the word. Like it automatically like make people think, oh, you being fake. You fake, bro. You ain't being you. That comes along with saying why you using that. You know what I mean? And that's why I had to co-sign that, because I got a brother, white, all white, and he's my blood brother. Like, because he grew up with us, he went through what we had to go through. Even he went through worse shit than we had to, because he got it twice as bad as we did when his people see him around us. So I mean, that's why I didn't. I'm like, man, I don't really, some people just ain't explored as much as they should have to have more of an open mind to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's just real shit, right?
Another thing is, I said it because I knew it would be controversial. I said
Yeah,
it
you definitely
two
knew that
ways.
was going to bring
I
the
knew
bread.
what was going to happen. I said this to do this, to cause to talk about it, and I hope that a lot of people talk about it. And I really don't care if they accept my view and why I did, you know, because it's not a big deal to me. So if you make a big deal out of it, then you know, when you're offended, then fuck you.
That's on you to deal with. Because, like I said, I think people respected it more because that was like towards the end of your round.
It was
like
more,
halfway.
It was more like if we're doing it by quarters, it was more like the third quarter.
Right.
It was definitely more the third quarter, and the way I constructed it, it was. I had a paper bar right after that, and that was to grab the attention. The setup for the paper bars, and I don't want to battle paper. Charles Duck wants
might
to see
have
it.
to. You might have
Charles
to.
Duck wants to see. I don't have to battle anybody.
I'm gonna say diff.
Yeah, he just said you versus Ring now. He said you versus Ring now because of that one little detail you just put in there.
I mean,
Chuck likes controversy.
We said it, but
hey Tay, we're not Chuck, we're not here for that.
I don't think, you know.
Hey, Remo.
Around at that time, I don't think Fizzy ever took.
My guy.
You ain't gonna talk about what Tay said?
Offense to it.
Almost Tay 2-1. I don't know about that, Tay.
On who? Me?
Oh, did you say who you battled?
But Duck wants to see a paper gifted battle. So
Duck wants to see a fight.
I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know. Okay, I'm not worried about that. That was actually my aim, like before Killzone, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling him, I'm like, man, and it was after all the shit with paper, and I'm not hating on paper, man. And this just so happens to be when I was watching. I had seen it was Hollow versus
Joe Budden.
Joe Budden.
Okay.
I know exactly where you about to go.
I had seen
Go ahead
Hollow
and put
versus
that
Joe
tweet
Budden
up.
the same day that I watched the 5th paper battle. The same day. I just so happened to watch, because it came up on your YouTube suggestions, the Hollow Joe, and then the Hollow Joe Budden battle was out for a long time.
Right.
This, okay. So, and I don't keep up on battles. I don't watch battles. So if anybody ever says
Not
I
hardcore,
buy bars,
right.
how the fuck do I buy bars? I don't watch all battles.
Right.
You know, the most battles I've watched was in the NCBL lately. You know, otherwise I don't watch
Respect,
it.
man.
But
That's
I
what's
want
up.
you to clear this.
That's
This is why they
honest.
call him a hater. This is
That's
why
honest.
that
But
started.
That day, I watched the Joe Budden Hollow the Don battle, and I heard the Jodeci 112 Jodeci Jagged Edge bar. Okay. Later on that day, that's when Paper versus Fifth dropped. Or I'm sure that it's when it dropped, or that's when I saw it. That's maybe when you sent it to me, something, whatever the case may be. And I watched the battle. Of course, I watched all the battle. I just so happened to hear the same setup. And it wasn't the same setup, because a lot of people are going to argue that it had one less syllable. You know, non-stop. You know?
Same record.
Because the way that it was set up was the same way you're trying to say it.
Right.
You may have a couple different words, but you're saying it the same fucking way. That's a bar fight. You know? So Tommy was like, "Why don't you ever take your fucking hat off? Let me see your headline."
He got
Bitch, I got a ball.
I was just about to say that.
Look, but
you gotta give it up, man. It's going.
Hey,
run with it.
Hey, you know what?
I got
I'm not one of
cankles.
them dudes that tried to keep it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I knew when it was going.
Right.
But the setup was the exact same, and I made a post about it. I was like, so y'all just gonna, because of course you're gonna get the biased votes, you know. And I'm not gonna, I won't even sit here and fight with y'all about who y'all think won versus Gifted and Hami, or Gifted and Vip versus Band and Real Deal. I'm not gonna argue that, because if I can, or the Gifted versus Starlos, if I can get one person from out of town to make an unbiased decision and say that Gifted won versus one of your people, I already won that. It don't matter how many people say it.
You're 2-0 now.
I look at it like, okay, you got 20 votes, 19 of them are from Pittsburgh, or 20 of them are from Pittsburgh. I got 15 votes, one of them are from Pittsburgh.
You'll take that.
I'll take that one from Pittsburgh, because that means a lot. That means that person's willing to put themselves out to say a bar like the nigga bar, you know, to put their neck on the line, like
to risk it, man.
I know that a lot. You know, Hami made it hard for people to go say, "Hey, I got it Gifted in this." to make that prediction. You know, I think she did because
Ben said that.
a lot of people were feeling like, hey,
she was getting mad.
Yeah, exactly.
Not picking your hometown, blah 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 blah. I'm like, this dude's a vet. Like he ain't gonna.
Yeah,
he's, you know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to be my bro, and this and
that's
that.
what it boils down to.
It shouldn't be like that.
Exactly.
This is skill versus skill.
We've seen that happen on the show before.
Veteran versus rookie. Like, come on, man.
Battle rap.
Yeah.
So
You know,
when that happened with the outrageous numbers that said that Paper won that battle, I honestly I don't see it. I think Paper does punch a lot, and
he punches a lot. That's all he does.
But I feel like it's another repetitive sound that I hear every time I hear Paper.
Rhythm or cadence.
He's been rapping to the same beat for the last 10 years.
I hate how he's like.
It's Curtis Blow. Basketball is my favorite sport.
I hate that. Like it's always.
That's one of two battles that I'm gonna say. Time after the battle, I get more people that say I won. That said I lost.
People fuck with you,
I
yo.
promise you. Like,
but you're an NCBL fan favorite.
But then when I seen the outcome, that's when I was like, man, I don't fuck this dude, bro. Oh, like they really are.
You should just battle him then.
So much gas.
See, set it up.
I don't. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And the thing is with Lady Hami and Gifted, the way this happened was she hit me up. He's like Gifted. I got it all in my, and I remember correctly, I'm sure, but he said, I got all my messages. He hit me up. He's like, man, we need you. I want you on another card. I was like, say no more. He's like, well, who do you want? And I'm like, well, who's available? Because this is when the tourney was going on. Mm-hmm. And he's like, and I think this was going to be round 2 of the tourney, or when they decided this. This was before OMST versus Starlos in the tourney. Mm-hmm. That we was already decided, or around that time that we was, making this confirmed. But he's like, who you want? And I'm like, who you got? And he's like, well, what about Villa? And I'm like, yeah, Villa really ain't my aim because I feel like he is so over fucking hyped. And I don't know, not him, but his,
Don't get me started.
I know about that, man, But and then I was like, and he was like, well, who do you want? And I was like, no, fuck it, Villa. And then he got with Villa, and he said, well, Villa was demanding too much. I feel like it's my way of thinking that he's ducking me, whatever. And so he's like, well, how about Paper? And I'm like, dude, it don't fucking matter, whoever at this moment. So then I'm thinking that we're waiting on Paper to confirm.
Those are quality opponents.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was great. And at that point, Paper didn't confirm. So at that point, it doesn't fucking matter now. And he's like, well, what about Lady Hami? And I was like, you know what? I beat up on bitches too. So,
we catch domestics over here.
That's actually exactly what I told him. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, And he's like, but it's one round. I'm like, fuck, one round. I'm like, let me get another plate. And he's like,
yeah, you was talking with two more night.
And he's like, what about life? And I'm like, whatever. He's like, and I was like, I'll take both, And then he's like, I said, good. I was like, done. I was like, it's done deal. And he's like, which one? I was like, both. And he's like, both. And I'm like, yeah, like fuck it. I'm only doing one round here. I'll be done with writing for that, the next 4 or 5 days. And so he's like, life, and I'm like,
life's a whole plate, man.
This was before life.
That's a hardy meal.
I have a lot of respect for his style. He's definitely a new style that's not really what you hear normally in this league. And I got a lot of respect for him. He's got a lot of good bars. I really felt like he won that battle with Royalty.
I agree.
That's one of the funniest voting things.
But like Life said, he said one of the realest things,
was...
man. Just because you can't change their minds doesn't mean that's everybody in this world. I mean, he didn't say those exact words; those were actually my words. But
that's what he meant.
Yeah,
he meant.
I spoke with Life at the event this past Saturday. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is a cool dude. He's an artist, man.
So Life was thrown up, and I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, And then a week goes by. And he's, I'm like, did you hear anything back? And I'm like, I don't want to bug him. And I'm like, cool, that's cool. We'll stick with Hami.
Right.
At this time, I had started I was going to do a genre change of music and just try something different with a different genre of music, which was going to be it was going to be different. But
I believe you.
That went 2 weeks in, and it just really did. I
wasn't for you.
It wasn't really me. I don't know. I didn't really have a whole lot of say so of what the sound was going to be, and I really didn't like it. So that fell through, and I actually, and by that time he had hit me back with Boro. Well, Boro was before I told him I couldn't do it, because he said, well, what about Boro? And I was like, you know what? After this time, that's when a week went by. I committed to this music. I was like, look, see, I just committed to this. I don't really want to cloud up what I'm doing now. That went 2 weeks went by. I actually didn't do that, and then I actually could have taken Borough, and that could have been a set.
Mm-hmm. That was a Battle of Ohio, huh?
I don't know if that would have been that.
Battle of Toledo versus Youngstown.
Yeah, something like that, maybe. But so I was really looking forward to coming up. I was coming up for Fist Battle anyway.
Right.
That's my guy.
And then you was just like, you might as well let me get a plate while
exactly.
I'm up there.
So it was then, and then I stuck with just the one week with Tommy. That's how that came about.
That was a good decision, man.
I didn't take shots at paper. I didn't. My bars that had paper in it was to explain. Well, to have an explanation, kind of like I don't get why that was denied. I don't get why, because it said Villa denied me shit, paper 2. And I don't get it. And then the bars after that will say for the battle to come out. But it was a big scheme. It was a good little. I liked it. I liked writing it. I liked performing it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like there was different ways that it could have been said that could have made it seem so different. But that wasn't.
I think you hit it on the head.
That wasn't aimed to get a battle.
People remember that.
That was a hey. I need. Why the fuck did you even say no? Because Ami just now got a good play.
Right. A classic one.
That you passed out on.
That could have been you up there playing. No, he just took that bad loss to Steve.
Ah, man, that's not. Ooh.
Steve back.
Does Steve Span?
Did you watch
this
Steve?
shit rigged, or is there an ending to this turning movie? Is there an end to this flick where it's predictable?
That Steve.
Does Steve know what the end of this movie is?
The almighty and powerful Steve.
I want to know, because there's talk that Steve knows it. Then Steve Span posts earlier, I know I won this battle. I know I'm winning the tourney.
He did say that.
He did say that. And I don't know. I mean, I think I know was in big capital letters. So it kind of rang a bell with me. Like,
nah, this ain't the WWE.
Who are you paying?
This ain't the WWE. I know you a fan.
Who are you paying?
Steve just comes. I don't know. He comes to put in work. He was before all this.
I don't know. I'm calling it right now.
Oh shit.
Reem taking the full tournament. Do the backouts.
Do
the backouts. Reem got it.
Backouts. And shout out to Reem. He comes through every time.
Shout out to Reem though. No, that shit. I don't like shit like that. Like I hate that.
And our champion at a record of 0-0 due to backouts the whole way here.
Undefeated. He don't even have no wins.
No wins, but he didn't lose.
So. He didn't lose.
So
I just seen Reem today, man. He comes
to
every battle.
Yeah.
He comes prepared.
Yeah.
This is his third back out in 3 events.
That's crazy, because
In his last 3 events.
I would be pissed. And the thing is, you guys live in Pittsburgh that he's battling, right?
Right.
How do you not show up to an event? This.
How do you take the battle?
This is another thing that you are.
Villains from Ohio
promoting your name. This is your name on the line. How do you back out?
You're throwing dirt on your own shit.
Give a heads up. How do you not fulfill? I was always taught you do what the fuck you say you're gonna do. Mm-hmm. You got a month and a half to prepare and do what you say you're gonna do, and you back out the last day, or you back out. I mean, come on, man. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, we see you motherfuckers online the day before you back out,
and the day after.
Everything all good, and then oh man, shit, I didn't wake up this morning.
I couldn't get a ride.
I woke up and my leg was off.
It was gone.
I'd be like, shit, mine too. When you gonna show up? That's when I'd be
gonna battle one-legged.
You getting all this work. When I was about to battle Starlos, he couldn't get a ride from here. His ride, I believe, I seen the dude throw a message. Oh, Brad, okay. But listen, before that, I seen his message.
His car blew up.
Because earlier in the day, we found out Billa wasn't showing up.
Right.
So then later on in the afternoon, I'm like, well, man, what about Starlos, man? What about Starlos, man? So I'm like, so we made sure Starlos was showing up. He said about noon. It was like noon or 1 o'clock. He's like, yeah, 100% for sure. We showing up. Boom, bam. 4 o'clock, he hit me.
Yeah.
He hit me up at 4 p.m. and he's like, look, I'm gonna send you this screenshot because so you know I ain't bullshit. And I'm like, oh God. And then he sent me a screenshot and it was that dude Alex Vine, and he sent him a message talking about my car blew up. I can't do it.
I tried to get him to take a picture of it.
Your car
I don't believe you. Take a picture.
And I was, yeah, but that's what it was.
I was pissed.
That's what he did. He didn't say he took a picture of the conversation,
right?
You know,
the
and
car. I
so
want to see the car on fire, motherfucker.
This is the first thing I told Starlos. This was the battle. This was Pittsburgh versus Toledo. This was happening in Toledo.
Right.
This was on March 2nd.
Right.
The jump off, Fifth Element Friday. Ask Starlos, tell me if I'm lying, Los. I'm like, look, what's your address?
I remember he said, I'll drive to Pittsburgh and come and get you.
I'll drive 3.5 hours, come get you, bring you here, give you this work, and take you home.
Facts.
And that's 100% true because you do not know show. That's how sad I am about this. You know, I've had one no-show, and I went about, and that was 2011 or something. That was in Columbus versus Yo Dot from Milwaukee. But I don't know if he's around at all anyway. But I would not going to let that happen again. So I told Carlos, Starlos, I would come get him and take him home. Good thing. The man Bradis right here, we got a hold of him, said, man, and he don't even like dosers.
And he was in dosers at that time. He was like, so the first question was like, could you grab Starlets and bring him up here? No. That was the first, fuck no. And then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to drive all the way to Toledo to watch 2 fucking battles. So I just hit him like, yo, bro, you want to ride? He was like, for real? I'm like, I got you, bro. I ain't gonna do no weird shit. I didn't interrogate him on the way up. None of that shit. He just got in the car. He just looked at me. I'm like,
y'all,
for culture, bro.
How awkward? Let me interview
the first 5 minutes was weird.
Was that ride?
The first 5 to 10 minutes were weird. Then, I mean, once you're on the road, you got 3
you
hours, bro. I'm sitting there driving. We start smoking and shit. We're drinking in the car on the way up. He's like, man, you're all right. Like, you're cool. Like, you looked out. I was like, yeah, bro. And I hate y'all, but I'm gonna do this for the culture, bro. We're doing this for y'all and your event up Toledo. I wanted to see a good event. I didn't give a fuck about. I hate dopesters. Fuck dopesters.
Did you see a good event?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I ended up getting fucked up there. That shit was cool. There was a couple of us that were fucked up.
Hey man, that y'all showed up deep, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, we did. We always do. They just went to Youngstown yesterday. I took see royalty in them. But we about to I want to let's get it. We got did you see Basket versus City?
I was on stage for that one.
Yeah.
He was.
Any thoughts? Because I was fucking hammered by the time that came around.
To?
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're misfitted.
I'm being sarcastic. Am I allowed to? Because people automatically.
Right.
No, I got
Basket
Banger.
17 and
I mean, not Banger. Shout out to Banger though. I got City 2-1. I got City the second and third round.
Basket threw hats. I don't even know where he came with them fitteds. Where the fuck was you hiding them fitteds, motherfucker? Basket, where the fuck were them fitteds?
I gotta watch that back.
Yeah, bro. There was a lot of battles I have to watch on camera.
That you was like it was cool.
I think that's good for theatrics, but at one point in time, that's not just gonna.
It's gonna give up.
Battle.
Like people are gonna get sick of it.
Battle. It's gonna, and I can't speak on that battle because, regretfully, you know what? You guys have a fucked up alcohol law here. I mean, how late can you buy beer here or alcohol? 2?
Yeah.
If you go to the right places.
No, look, they said that this place that was closest was 9:30. Like it was done at like 9:30.
Where the hell was that at?
Right down the street at the corner from that venue.
Okay.
So I went there and I didn't know where else to go, man. I'm not gonna be doing all this driving around and shit.
Go to the south side. Well, not that night. They was protesting.
So when I forgot who told me this, like, oh no, they stopped selling it at 9:30. So it was 9:15. I'm like, fuck. I hurried up and ran down there and got beer. And by the time I got back, you know, they was on stage. I didn't see their first rounds, but I think it was the third round. City was it was middle of City's third round when I walked back in. So regretfully, I did not see that, and I can't call what that was. I do know that Basket had when he threw the fitted hats, and you know that's entertainment. You know, I'm not really a fan of props. Bringing props, you know, I mean, at some point, if
it's entertaining.
If you got something little or something like, you know, like
he pulled out 15 hats from
I don't even know where.
Rack of hats. And
I don't know.
What did he pull out?
Gathered them.
He probably wore them. They was probably sweaty and sweat marks on them.
I have no idea.
I just seen Baskin hooping. His straight bag started like right here.
I don't know how he got them through
It was
security.
like Trey Songz on the front of his fucking
I don't know how he got those through security easily like that. He had a lot of hats.
Where did he pull them from? That's why I was He boofed them. He boofed a bunch of fitteds, yo.
He took the merch table fitted.
Yeah, right.
As soon as they see you, hey, table,
Right.
Bring them right back.
I needed those, right? No, you keep them. I don't know where you was holding those at. But man, that was Bar Wars 3. I think there's one more battle we can touch on real quick. Slim 9 versus Drew Sick. Did you guys watch that?
We was watching it. We weren't watching it. We was there.
Mm-hmm. We weren't watching it. We were there.
There was no. It was. I talked to Slim 9 after the battle outside. He's a pretty cool dude.
Mm-hmm. Shout to Will.
I don't talk to Drew Sick because I feel like he really hates me.
He hates a lot of people.
And
he hates Chuck.
I don't care what people feel about me, but I'm not.
Everybody hates Chuck.
I don't open doors for people as it is. I don't like humans. You know, I really don't. I don't like people close to me, shit like that, man. If I open a door to you, then that's because hey, feel complimented, feel privileged,
right?
Because I don't really talk to a lot of people,
right.
Anyway. But Drew has this. I feel like he has this grudge against me because I said, he would never stand across from me on the stage, and he took it that I was saying that I was greater. My name in battle rap is, but I don't feel like I'm better than anyone. I don't feel like I have no interest in battling people. There's people that I have no interest in at all. That even if I was just coming up here and just wanted to play, I still wouldn't do it because then I'm looking at myself like, man, I'm taking a step down with my own dignity.
Right.
Damn.
You know your worth.
Yeah, exactly. At some point you got to. So we didn't watch a lot of it, but I do know there was a few dry moments in the battle. I was still trying to get.
That happens.
And we were greeting people. It was right after the Bad News and Newsom battle, so it was to where we were still greeting people and getting getting situated inside the venue. So no, I didn't pay too much attention of it.
We'll see it on cam.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be on cam battle.
I will watch it because of the certain things that some people said that they heard. I guess Drew Sick, he was shot at Chucky.
Oh man, he had a couple bars for Chuck and spit it right out. I'm like, what? He was talking spicy, Chuck.
I feel like he looks. I was looking at the picture of Drew Sick and Slim 9.
It didn't look.
He looked like dude from Guardians of the Galaxy, that fucking Batista dude. Like
what the hell is his name?
Drax.
Yeah.
I feel like the shape of his face just reminds me. It's
big
like,
old dum dum.
Nothing flies over my head. My reflexes are too quick.
Fucking goofball. But that was Cold War 3, man. Last Saturday, No Chill. That was the final episode of the Bar Wars trilogy. It was a great event. You guys, I think personally, I can't speak for everybody. You guys came up on top with 2 wins. Next time you guys are battling, you said November.
Well, no, I got to play in September in Indiana, but I'll be here.
Okay, yeah. Next time you battle it on No Chill.
November.
Okay. You got any plans? Future plans?
I don't have anything lined up. We'll see what happens.
You're a free man.
We'll see what happens. I'm free man.
That's what's up.
Gifted is a free man.
Free man.
You treat him as so.
Thank you guys for coming through, man. I appreciate it.
Man. No
all the way from Toledo. No 3.5 hour drive. Y'all gotta go back now.
3.5 hour drive back. See, this is the thing. It's not gonna be boring. You know what I mean? I'm with my guys. Hey, it's something for us to do. Otherwise, we would have been
chop it up.
Hell yeah, man. Get some exposure,
man,
bro.
And this nigga might go live.
Yeah, go live, man. Talk some crazy shit. But that was a bit of Flair for this week. Like I said, thank you guys for coming through again. Next week we're gonna have. I'm gonna get my man Scrap on to. We got Bars Day on July 6th. Yes, was that this Saturday? Smiling. Was it 2 Saturdays? That's in 2 weeks. My bad. At the Smiling Moose on the South Side. That's the next event in Pittsburgh. And then after that, September 1st, it's gonna be Summer Heat. Was that 3?
EYS before?
EYS August 4th. Damn, we got a lot of fucking battles in Pittsburgh. Shit.
Yeah,
August 4th, EYS. And then September, Summer Heat 3. That shit's gonna be crazy. We got a couple. Woo! got some fire. I ain't gonna say anything. I'm gonna let C do that because he might put me in a headlock like Fizzy did the cipher. But
Hey, before you go, let me know about the
Illuminati shirts, man.
Hey, man,
You're gonna be on
what's
deck.
up?
What you got initiation?
Oh no.
No, you gotta get sacrificed. We got a live goat. No, man, we can do some business, man.
Hold on. I got Villa, Status. Who else? Come on, we was just talking about.
I remember you versus Villa. I'll never forget that. Was that your first battle?
Yeah.
Here.
I'll never forget.
That's my second battle. First battle here.
But yeah, we can save some shirts, man. Illuminati, we'll be coming out with you with new merch all the time.
Hey, shout out to C. I seen him out there at the event with Banger with the I Came to Cook joint on, man. I Came to Cook. Them will be available real soon. I just only did that just for the Bar Wars event. So shout out to C for that one.
That was a bit of Flair, baby. We're gonna see you next Monday, man. Talk some more shit. We'll have another special guest. Thanks for my Toledo homies for coming through. Jordan for sitting in. This Grind Mode, No Chill Battle League. Subscribe on YouTube, Grind Mode Worldwide Radio. We out.